Hello everybody, welcome back to Boron Simulator. Last episode we did boron stuff, and we're continuing the boron trilogy today with more boron. So to start, I think we need to do some funny boron shenanigans with potassium carbonate, which has nothing to do with boron, except that we're going to be using it to make something with boron. Also, the entire power plant has shut down yet again for electrolysis mill. It needs to be turned off, unplugged, in order for the machines to reboot. We now have a whopping 773 aluminum ingots, which is a new record. Very nice. So the potassium carbonate and the other fun substance, well, potassium carbonate in particular, is used for the production of this fun thing here. With potassium tetrafluoroborate, which requires potassium carbonate, which is made at the distillery from dilute potassium carbonate, which is why we need this guy here. Potassium tetrafluoroborate, let's check that again. This potassium carbonate distillery, what setting? No setting at all. None whatsoever. Just gotta put it in. Nice. And this is good. No more carbon dioxide is needed in that. We can just shove everything into here. Beautiful. Okay, so with this potassium carbonate, what we can do is take it. Huh? Does not exist. Does not exist over here. That's because it's somewhere else. When did I look at potassium carbonate? What is it used for? What is this? It's used for something. I don't know what. I have no clue. Batch reactor, this, and tetraboric acid, tetrafluoroboric acid. We have enough to do that now. For the whole batch of tetrafluoroboric acid, this is going to take 100. No, it's going to take 10 seconds. Nice, and it's 10 seconds we won't be getting back, but that's fine because it's only 10 seconds and not 10 hours. And that gives us the potassium tetrafluoroborate solution, which we can then process through a distillery to get 12 of these, which is going to give us a total 24 in the distillery. Holy crap. Also, we're going to do one last run of this. Yeah. So we're just going to process this through the distillery distillation setup thing. We're going to get rid of the water. It takes 5 seconds again. Nice. This is 20 seconds that we won't be getting back. Keep that in mind. But don't worry. We're done. This is the last step. This is more than enough for the potassium fluoroborate substance, which we need like 8. This is way more. What else do we use this in? Explain. You guys have explained to do. What is this used for? Absolutely nothing. Except for this. Guys, we better do it all, because this is... I don't know why we have so much of this. We do not need so much. This is like the amount of cryolite we needed. Except we didn't... I don't know if we did that. Well, how much we did that. I don't know if we did it all at once, but this is like the amount you need for cryolite. Almost. It's like 3,600. And that just goes into the electrolysis cell. Like so. And it turns on. And it's good. It's good. The output is electrolytic boron dust. And now this is what we need a macerator for, which will process the boron into what it needs to be. The other byproduct is oxygen, and that needs to be sent out of the system through a pipe. It produces a lot of oxygen, by the way. However, you all heard I need a macerator set up. This guy is going to go over here. He's automatically going to be outputted into, so we don't need any conveyors on these. And from there, we're going to send it to a mixer for the final step of the process, where magnesium and this stuff go together and create some unholy amalgamation, an atrocity, something that takes 70 years to develop, very expensive substance, aka superconductor material. So we need magnesium and boron, which both go together to form this strange contraption. Strange item, I don't even know. Dang it, I forgot my wrench. We were getting all hyped up about this, but now I forgot my wrench. And now it can't happen. This basically means that we can take rock salt, halide evaporate deposits, and literally turn them into superconductors. We have to process more rock salt to do it, but we can basically do that, which is insane. And that should be it. It's ready for mixing. Needs medium voltage. Are you kidding me? I'm very excited for us to do cryogenics when we get there, but it's gonna be a little bit before we get there. We still gotta do a whole bunch of other steps. So, once we do have magnesium diboride, we have to can it. At a low voltage, L voltage. Then we send this to tube furnace at low voltage. No, medium voltage, haha. Nitrogen. Or you could do argon, if you're insane. But we have to do nitrogen because, well, that's just how that is. To an extruder at low voltage. So it's a bit of back and forth. For making wires, of course. And that gives us the superconductor. And chemical bath at medium voltage. Finally giving us the wonderful substance known as superconductor. The other half of the process is getting liquid hydrogen, liquid helium, liquid neon, or even liquid nitrogen. Which liquid nitrogen is doable at low pressure cryogenic distillation. High voltage. We could probably do that. Honestly, that wouldn't be too difficult. Uh-oh, we ran out of wrought iron plates. Well, we could do a cryogenic distillation plant for that. I think we're actually just gonna go ahead and do the usual. Literally, we're just gonna go ahead and set up, what's it called? Just hydrogen. We already have hydrogen production, we don't need another big machine to do it. Less machines equals, well, less cluttered bays, which is not something I like. I like having my bays flooded with everything. This is very nice. Kubrick wire, very good. So we're gonna get the medium voltage set up charging, because it's gonna need to do that. Honestly, why don't we just set up a heat exchanger grid instead of doing superconductors? Like, this makes zero sense to do. Especially because we don't even have any low voltage ones. And the advanced mixer costs some of these good integrated circuits. We've covered these in a previous episode. It's literally as easy as shove some wire and a board in there, and you get what you need. It's good. Integrated processor. Basically the same thing. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Good integrated circuit. Oh, integrated processor, basically identical. Practically identical. Basically the same. There's one really difficult recipe that requires that, and it's insane. You only have to do it once. So we have 8 times copper nickel cable. This is perfect for what we're doing. And it only loses 1 amp per block, so you only lose 128 volts per block. Whereas with these low voltage ones, you lose like 32 volts per block. And the tin ones are really good. Anyway, I think we're gonna set it up right there. Now, you want to remember that this line is death, danger. Do not attach anything from this line to that line. Otherwise, you're going to have a massive explosion, and you're gonna have to start over. Now, let me get my tools so I can show you all some tricks. These will make your builds very compact. I also need to make some filters too while we're at it. So, how about we run half a stack of zinc into filters? Okay, we'll see how that goes. So it needs a low voltage canning machine. Now this canning machine is basically, it's gotta have a tiny silver fluid pipe. It's a one-of-a-kind machine, very unique. But essentially all I have to do, wait, tools. It's basically possible for you to, give me a sec. You know what, I'm just gonna make a bunch of filters already. We need more filters. It's basically possible for you to set up a system like where we take from this macerator here, this macerator, shove it up here, and then we don't have that guy, we don't need to click him with a screwdriver, but we can have this guy here, set like this, then we hit him with the screwdriver, input from output side. And what that means is that I can have items going into here, through the side that's orange. And now this allows for some absolutely insane amounts of setups that are like super compact. And basically from there, we can now output to here. Well, actually downwards. Also, it's probably important to put a filter here which prevents any substance that is magnesium diboride for that matter, from going in. And then we also need to set up the machine here, which is going to be the basic canning machine. And eventually we could do the exact same thing, identical to this guy. Oh, this also needs to be filter extract. Wait. Filter insert, and then blacklist. And this guy needs to be filter insert, but whitelist magnesium diboride. Which basically means that diboride will be sent back into here. And boron will be sent from here to here. And to introduce even more mental psychosis, you could add even more pipes with different, like, you could have a pipe here that just inputs and you have it shuttered, like, so that way nothing can go back through it. That could be our magnesium pipe. But the real mental psychosis starts when you add another machine here. And then you add another filter, because then you basically have an X network made from Gregtech pipes, which also doesn't cost any energy at all. Now we need yet another high voltage machine. This one is the high medium voltage chemical bath. It's medium voltage chemical bath. Yet another medium voltage machine costing some fun medium voltage components, which I love making. 2 of those. And then we gotta make 1 of those. Now that should be pretty easy. Oh, and yet another one. Wait, does this actually need the medium voltage? Okay, hold on. Yeah, it needs medium voltage chemical bath. Advanced tube furnace. Oh, that looks actually something I could do. I could easily do that. That's not actually a problem. Alright, so all we need for this advanced tube furnace is a couple machine casings and stuff. Oh god, we just turned a whole bunch of stuff into the wrong stuff. We needed 24 aluminum plates, and we just got 24 aluminum foils. How much aluminum foil? What's the damage? This is good, though. It can be turned straight into the wonderful substance known as capacitors. So I'm not concerned. The chemical bath is next. It's going to cost us a very, very large thingy. What is it? Oh, circuit. That's it. That's the most expensive part. Are you kidding me? That's not expensive at all. Let's do it. Literally the cheapest component. Right here. It's right here. Check it out. Integrated processor. And we're going to continue to use the most depraved method of doing a compact setup, where you have one pipe bus. We're calling it the pipe bus method. This method is a literal war crime. It is insane. It is wrong. But that's fine with me. It works. Okay, let's go do it. There's one component we need, and that's this extruder. Low voltage extruder is perfectly acceptable for these medium voltage stuffs. And we need a wire. In fact, that's the only reason we have this guy, is for that specific task. So let's go ahead and make him do that. Now please, make sure you use the right lines for the right machines. Do not connect medium voltage to the tin cable. Connect medium voltage to the copper nickel cable. Do that. Doing it the other way will result in a massive explosion. Well, with these, I hope that's not the case. I don't think that's the case when they connect these. They just don't get enough power. Tube furnace. And how are we gonna get the nitrogen into here? Well, don't ask. Nitrogen is magic. Now remember what we did earlier. Right click and allow input from output side. That's how you do this. Okay, so this needs a canned magnesium diboride tube. So where's the tube furnace? Right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this guy on there. Wrong. That's not how you do that. Try again. Like that. We're gonna slap this guy with a screwdriver and tell him he wants to take in the canned cables. Canned, please. Only take canned. Now, he will send out the canned cables, item output enabled. And with this guy, item output is enabled, and this guy, item auto output is enabled. Now, with that done, this guy can be connected in the system. However, there's also this guy who needs to be like this. And you also need to do the exact same thing. Allow input from output side. This is the extruder. This guy will take in the canned cables. So from here, magnesium diboride tubes go into the extruder. That basically means we just slap magnesium diboride tube, filter insert, whitelist only, and the final machine will take the magnesium diboride superconductor, which is made at the extruder, and mix it with liquid nitrogen, or liquid hydrogen. Essentially, this is the most compact I can do the setup without having 600 different pipes connecting all the machines. We have one pipeline connecting the machines, like so. This is anti-spaghetti. And this guy doesn't even need to be able to output. He doesn't actually need to output at all.